Hey guys, it's Kim again, part 2, and we're making the jewelry, and I am at the end, and wouldn't you know it, when I was off camera and I added these beads, they went on like super easy. Of course, I don't know what it is when you get in front of the camera, but things just, if it can go wrong, it does. But anyway, so I've got 4 beads on here now. You can certainly add as many beads as you like. It's completely up to you, but that is how you add the beads. So now I'm at the end, and what I want to do here is create the same type of a loop. You don't have to do it this way. You know, if you can think of a different way to do it, and you know, certainly I've done it a couple of different ways. This one here, I only have a loop at one end, and then the other one I just finished off by wrapping some yarn around it and adding a bigger bead. You can do it that way, or you can add another loop if you like, which I think I might do, and then I'll sew a bead right there for the other loop to catch on. So I'm going to finish this off. So I've got this little piece here at the end, and I'm going to fold that over, and then I'm going to take probably 1 or 2 of these pieces of sari. I'm going to glue that there, and you don't have to use hot glue. You can use Fabri-Tac for this. Any kind of good fabric glue would work for this. And then I'm going to take, let me take that out of there. I'm going to take this piece of sari trim here that is left over as well, and I'm just going to start wrapping that around and around just to finish that off nicely. I'm going to cut these off here, I think. Let me cut those. And I'm going to fold them down. And then I'm going to wrap the sari around them as well, just to catch that all underneath there and finish it off neatly. So that's it. And because I'm going to sew a bead there, I'm not too worried about how that looks, but I'm just going to roll that. Put a dab of glue here. I hope I'm in shot there. And then finish that off. Okay. So let me just undo this. So that's what you end up with. You've got this braided piece now. And you could make this into anything. You could make it into a keychain too. If you had one of those loopy metal pieces like for bookbinding or something, the metal rings that we use for mini albums, you could put that on the end, and this could be, you could add lots of different beads, and it could be a keychain. Just make it a little smaller, and you can sew beads on here or charms or anything you like, and it could be a key ring. So let me just finish this off here. I want to wrap this other end here so it's a bit neater. Let me put a dab of glue there. And then that's done. So there is your necklace piece, and once it's braided and stuff, you can even stretch it a little bit if you want to. That just tightens it up really nicely, and you can see there that that is a good size. And you want to find your center, because that's where we're going to put our focal piece. Now I could add this heart, which I think I'm going to, because I just really like it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, I don't have any jump rings at the moment. I'm waiting for some to come in the mail, so I'm making my own. And this is copper wire, but it's silver, I guess, over the top of it. And this is the 4mm. Again, got this on eBay for pennies. If you type in jewelry making, free shipping, you'll find wire and all the things that you need for jewelry making, but I really don't have a lot. I have the basics that my husband has given me. I don't have a lot of jewelry making tools or supplies, so you know, you make do with what you have. So I'm going to take a piece of this wire and turn it into a jump ring. So basically what I do is I cut off a piece, you know, a couple of inches. And then I fold it in half. Bend it. Just make sure it's nice and folded there. Nice and flat. There we go. Okay. And once it's folded in half, I take the piece that I want to use and I put the folded piece of wire through it, and then I bring them together and I twist the two ends. And if there's any sort of leftover, then I just cut them, because you don't want to have sharp wire pieces. And you want to just bend them down so there's nothing pokey. Just kind of play around with it, and then once you're at this stage, I twist it, the whole piece. And I just twist it like that. And this one didn't turn out as good as my other ones, but that's okay. Let me just fix this here, because again, I'm on camera. It never fails. Yeah, that's a thing. Let's get this fixed here. Let's go back to that. Okay. Let me flatten that a bit. So these parts you want to kind of be round, so you have somewhere to sew to. You need to get your thread through there. So I'm just twisting it to make a little loop. I probably cut this wire too short as well. So let me just get that through there. And then you want to kind of squish it, make your ring. And then any little tiny bits that are sticking out, I want to cut. Because really you don't want that jabbing into your skin. Come on, you can cut. Okay. Now we're just going to squish that down. And you can see that I've made a little loop there. Kind of, sort of, kind of. Of course, this one didn't turn out as good as my other ones. Let's see. It should look like this, is what it should look like. And I poked myself in the finger. It should look like that little loop right there. Hopefully you can see that little loop there. And you just twist it and make yourself a little jump ring. So that's what it should look like. This one did not turn out good. But we'll go with it. We're going to go with it. Because we're a bit flexible with this kind of thing. Like I said, it's forgiving. All right. So now that I sort of have a loop, it's a sort of loop, we're going to put that there. Now I want to decide what I want to sew. So for this you need a very small, and I mean very small, needle and some coordinating thread or some different colored thread, whatever you want. It's your necklace, so you make it however you like. I'm going to use this teal colored thread. I like it. Kind of goes with the beads. So let me just thread, and this is a very, very small needle, and you need a small one to go through the seed beads. And you know, if you don't want to sew, you can use fabric glue. I would recommend for gluing beads on and not hot glue, because hot glue could tend to you know, fall off later, and you don't want that to happen. You don't want your necklace to fall apart. So I would use like a good, strong, wet glue. I'm sure there's jewelry making glues out there, but really, if you can sew, it's probably for the best if you do. So let me just tie a knot here. And then I'm going to decide what kind of stones. I think I'm going to use my turquoise ones again, because I just like those. Let me move this out of the way here. I have a little tin here with some bits. Oh, I also have this heart too. Oh, we'll save that for the next one. So, first thing I'm going to do is sew my heart on. Well, I'm going to have a sip of tea first. Then I'm going to sew this on. So yeah, you got to find your middle, which would be right there. So I'm just going to get that needle through there. And you want to hide your knot on the inside. Take my piece here, my focal piece, and sew that on. And you know, it's just basically sewing, so you want to kind of go in and out. And the good thing about sewing beads on here as well is it adds strength and reinforcement to your braid. Let me get that pulled there. For this one you could probably use a bigger needle, but I had this one, so that's what we're going with. And I'm just going in and out through the loop and sewing that on. And I hope I'm still in shot there. I'm sorry that the lighting's kind of funky today. It's like bright out but cloudy. And the great thing about this is you do not have to be a perfect sewer, because the shabbier these types of jewelry look, the better. Oh, that's caught. Just get that on there. And then you want to just finish that off. I want to go through the back. We're going to go all the way through. And then we're going to tie a knot in the back there. That's caught. This is a great recycling project too. As you can see, I've recycled. These beads are from an old necklace I took apart. The fabric is recycled sari and a recycled scarf. You know, check out your thrift stores and see what they've got for scarves or things, because scarves make great strips for all kinds of things. This would also be good for that tutorial I did a while back too, of the twisting and the weaving, which I have a big ball of that now. I'm going to make a carpet for my bedroom out of it. So when that is finished, I'll take photos and share it with you guys. So there we are. That is now attached. Right? Looks very cool. So now we're going to add our little beads, and I want to do something on either side here. Let me see what I've got in here. I've got lots of little seed beads, I've got tiny pearls, but I'm kind of feeling the turquoise, so I think that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to take out two pieces that are fairly similar. I like that. That looks good. Let me zoom in a little more. That might help. Hopefully that's a little better. So I'm going to use the turquoise there. And then I think I've got some little turquoise chips as well. If I do that, and maybe a little brown bead, maybe little seed beads there. And then two on that side. And then one there. That would be there. And then I need to put a bigger bead up here. So I think I'm going to use this one, because that will just hook over. So that's what we're going to do then. Okay. That's what we do. So let's just move these little guys out of the way first. Whoops. Let's add our turquoise, the bigger piece down here on either side of the heart. Okay. Don't knot on me. Come on, you can do it. Of course. Because I'm on camera. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to take this, just go through the hole, and sew it down. So we're just going to go, in and out 2 or 3 times. Try and get that to sort of sit straight. There we go. Get that to go through. And one more time should do it. Should probably use a thimble with this tiny little needle. But I believe it's over on my other desk, so. Okay. So that's this. And then again, you're just going to tie that off and kind of do it on the wrong side here. Tie your knot. Just kind of go in the fabric again. And if you feel you really want to reinforce your braid, you can go in and out with a coordinating thread all the way from one side to the other, just to do that if you wish. But I don't think it's super necessary to do that, but you can if you like. Again, you can add anything to these. So there's that then. And now you can see I've got that pretty little piece of turquoise on there as well. So let me just do this on my computer for 1 second. Okay, there's part 1 up. All right, so we're already at 19 minutes, so we're going to try and move this along. So you've seen how to add the bigger bead. Now I'm going to show you how to do the smaller beads. And then the end piece, and then I think we'll do that because that'll make it another half hour. So I don't want to make these super long. So what you're going to do with these little tiny beads here, right here, you're going to start in between these 2 beads. So I want to go sort of in the middle, get my needle through. I've knotted it already, and then I'm going to take a little brown seed bead, put that on, and then the tiny, super tiny little piece of turquoise here, put that on, and then the other seed bead, put that one on. And you can add as many beads as you like. I'm just adding these 3 right here, and I'm just going to go down just sort of beside where I came up and pull my thread through. And then you end up with a nice little set of beads there, and you want to go and in and out a couple of times there. You want to go back through those beads again just to reinforce them. Usually I go through twice because the holes are so tiny you probably won't get through it more than twice. Depends on the size of your needle. So those are good and attached now. So now I'm just going to tie that off. We're going to cut that. And then here on the end, so that's where we're at now. So we have got the turquoise, we've got our focal piece there, we've got the turquoise there, and then we've got the little seed beads with the tiny turquoise. And again, you can go along and add as many as you like. It doesn't matter. I don't know if I've got enough thread for this. I don't think I do, so let me get some thread. Because I love threading needles, and of course my needle threader is over at my sewing machine. So let's thread this. The eye on this is so small. Come on, you can get in there. Oh, did I get it? Yes, I did. Yay. Nope, it came out. There we go. All right. So we will knot this. This is how I do my knots. I wind them around my finger a couple times, like that, and then I just kind of move my thumb and finger back and forth and pull, and you get your knot. Okay, so now I'm going to add the bead on the end so you can wear it. So I've taken this round bead and I'm going to just place it up here underneath that loop that we had made earlier. So let's get the thread in here, and then you're going to attach that bead and sew that down, and you just want to go in and out a couple of times with that. I think I hear a car. Somebody might be at my door. You may hear my doorbell ring. And we're going to go in and out again a couple times. Back up and through one more time, I think, should do it. The other thing you can do if you've got like clear thread, you could use clear thread. I do have some clear thread, but I actually don't mind the color showing. I kind of like it. All right, get in there. Come on, pin. There we go. All right, so I've sewn that on. Now we're just going to knot it. And then I have one more thing to show you that you can do. So That's knotted. So there we go. So now you put that through there, and then this should just hook right underneath it when you're wearing it like that. Again, you don't have to have this loop. I just put it there for decoration. I mean, you could do 2 of them like that even. That would work. The last thing I want to show you is what I did on these 2 bracelets, which is I took some metallic thread and I just wound it around and around and around and around and around, and I really liked how that came out. So this is the metallic thread. I think I'm going to do it on this one. And all I do is I start at one end. Let me undo that. I leave a piece kind of sticking up there, right there. And I just take my thread and I just start wrapping it around and around and around and around and around. And I go all the way around. And it just adds a little bit of sparkle. I've got some gold metallic thread as well. So, but you can do this, you can even use colored thread. It doesn't have to be metallic. If you've just got like this would work, or even just wrapping it with the teal thread that I've been using for sewing would work on these. So we're just going to go all the way along here and just wrap it around, and then I'm going to come back and go all the way around again one more time. Oops, don't want to get that in there. And you can do this at any point. You don't have to sew your beads on first. So we're just going to keep going. Go back the other way. Around and around. I like it because I just like things that have a little bit of sparkle on them, and it adds interest, a bit more dimension. I mean, you know, the sky's the limit with this kind of look. Boho is very forgiving, and there's no rules with it, so anything works. And that's kind of why I like it. It's really kind of freeing. And these look really nice on. If you had like you know, a nice blouse or something with that and it picked up on the colors of your shirt, that would be really pretty. So there we have that. So let me just cut that, and then when you get back up to the end again, you just take your 2 pieces of thread and you tie a knot. Yep, I think you're going to hear my doorbell ring. There it is, but I think my hubby's going to get it. Never fails. Never fails. So I think that's it for this tutorial, you guys. If I can tie a knot, that would be really great. Fingers don't want to work, but you get the idea. So there is my piece right there. I hope that you guys will give these a try and let me know what you think. I really am having fun making these. I'm going to sew my beads on the other side and then finish this one off. But that is the basics of how to make these, and I really hope that you will check them out, give them a try, and if you do make some, let me know. I'd love to see them. So thanks you guys for watching, and take care. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.